exploration. Today we are going to be focusing on what is your personal movement signature. How do you like sitting in general? Sitting on the sofa, sitting in your chair, in front of your computer. So I'm going to be going from my Core 360 chair and shifting over to a regular chair, partly because I can get away with going in more directions on just a regular kitchen chair, flat surface with a backrest. So get comfortable. Hey, welcome everyone. Get comfortable in your chair. Settle yourself and take a couple of breaths. Just like a slow and easy, say hello to your body, tune in, and take a few breaths. And just take a moment to notice as you are settling in, if you're feeling your two sitting bones underneath you. The sitting bones are a little bit more forward than what most people feel. So just get a sense, just roll forward and back a few times, just to feel your pelvis and your sitting bones. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining. We're just rocking on our pelvis right now, just to tune into our breath and tune into our sitting posture. What is unique about your sitting signature? How do you like sitting? And does it have anything to do with your comfort level during the day? Often we end up slipping into certain patterns. We don't realize we're hanging out there too long, and then we end up feeling uncomfortable. So now let's be your own detective to figure out what you prefer. So do you like crossing your legs? Which leg do you like crossing? Go ahead and just do that a couple of times. You'll feel one side feeling a lot more available and like you can hang out there for longer. So just notice that and how that makes you feel on your pelvis. And then come back to your middle. And then go back to your preference of leg crossing. Okay, so a lot of people do cross their legs. Some people will kind of cross their ankles. Just figure out what you like doing. As you can see, I'm shifting a lot easier one direction. So I don't tend to go this way as easy as this way. Which way do you shift your rib cage more easily? Just play with that. Put your hand on your chest and begin to shift your rib cage a little bit one way and a little bit the other. You'll feel one side is a little bit more available. And you'll see too, for me, I can go a lot further in one direction. In fact, I could probably tip over. There's one sitting bone that I like hanging out more. Which side do you tend to slip into when you're busy working and you forget where you are in space? Does that have anything to do with your back pain or your neck pain or anything happening in your shoulders? So we're playing with leg crossing, and as you can see, this direction is more available for me. I feel more comfortable tipping this way. And I might hang out here for a while, but if I stay here too long, I'm going to start feeling some complaints. My body's going to complain. Somewhere in my back, somewhere in my sacrum, maybe my neck starts getting a little stiff. And that's a clue, right? That's a clue for you to find yourself feeling happy in the middle. So just get a sense of where you're sitting. Say hello to both sitting bones, your right and your left. And notice which way do you like to swing, one way or the other. Now the other habit that we tend to have is we lean. We'll lean on an elbow when we're working, or on both elbows in front of a desk. So just notice, do you do that? Do you like leaning on your elbows this way or this way. Just play a little bit with where you like to hang out, and then find your way back. You'll start feeling like, oh, I can find my midline if I know that I'm hanging out in one direction or the other. So just play with that movement one way and the other, and then see if you can fall back into your midline and sense where middle is. Sometimes it's useful to do this in front of a mirror. If it's hard for you to sense what you're doing or which direction you're sliding to and you can't feel it, do it in front of a mirror, have a seat, and just notice, does one shoulder ride higher than the other? Some people who have scoliosis in their spine will feel like one shoulder is sitting a little bit higher because their spine curves that way. So finding that midline can be helpful in terms of balancing the muscles in through your abdomen and your back and your hips. So just get a sense of what you're doing and how you're doing it. When you are your own movement detective, then you have a choice. You create choice for yourself as to how you want to sit and how you want to take care of your spine. So I've had clients come in complaining of certain pain in their back or their hip and don't realize that they're spending hours like this, hours with their legs crossed. And then they start feeling a pull and the irritation on one side of their hip. So as soon as you start noticing what you're doing, you can stop irritating those places. It's the power of awareness, and it is truly amazing when you become aware of where you are in space. So as I said before, if you're not sure, get in front of a mirror or in front of your own camera and do some movement in front of your own camera. Do a little mini video of yourself to feel where you tend to slip into and what does that feel like in your sitting bones and where are you on your sitting bones. So a lot of times, as I've mentioned before, here's my little skeleton and pelvis, we tend to sit kind of more in this place of our pelvis. And a lot of times people end up rocking back to the back of their sitting bones and towards their tailbone, which can cause a great deal of discomfort through the sacrum and the SI joints and in these lower lumbar vertebrae. You can start stretching the ligaments in here. So when we are sitting more upright, there's better transition of force through the pelvis and in through the spine, so that your spine is well supported from the pelvis. This is part of the reason that I sit on a Core 360 chair, because the chair moves. So as soon as I tip, I can't sustain that position for very long. In a chair that is non-movable, when you tip, you can hang out there for quite a long time. But when you're sitting in a chair that has a movable base, as soon as I start shifting, I can really feel myself going off balance. So this is a great chair for people who have scoliosis, who have a leg length discrepancy, who have some curves in their back, some extra curves in their back, and they have a hard time sitting really level on their pelvis. I actually have a client who no longer has knee pain because she can't get away with crossing her legs on the Core 360 chair. So the chair has stopped her from getting into some of her bad habits when she's really concentrating in front of her screen. So it's a really great tool if you have a tendency to really hang out far over on one side for long periods of time. And this postural slip, like I slide this way, a lot easier than I go this way. So you will have a preference, and that preference will show up in the car. It'll show up on the sofa. If you tend to sit in your bed to watch TV or sit somewhere where you can slip back, you will likely go in the same direction and want to cross your legs over the same way. So see if you can sort of play a little bit with those preferences, understand them well, understand yourself well, so that you have the awareness and the power to change it. So please put your comments, your questions in the chat. You can subscribe to my newsletter to get the recording in your inbox. If you have any particular questions about the chair or some of the postural difficulties that you have, I do work with people online and on site for private work if you're struggling with that. So thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for being your own movement detective. It's great to see you all. Thanks for showing up, and we'll see you next week. We're going to be working on transitioning, getting in and out of a chair so that you can take care of your spine and your pelvis and take care of your body when you're getting up and down out of a chair. Great to see you all, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same day. Take care.